Konami have released the game. It slaps. It's doing fantastic.
Excellent game.
And because it's Konami, they have kind of managed to mess it up.
Yep.
But this game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, has soared on Steam. It's like being in the top
sellers, yeah. Well,
top sellers, top 10, you know, on the Blade charts. Loads of our guild are playing this game now. This is a great adaptation of Yu-Gi-Oh! That is taking the world by storm. Which is a bit wild because it's freaking Konami. But of course, they will pull a Konami soon. So let's talk about their troubled recent history, which is putting it rather lightly. I mean, come on. Pachinko, Metal Gear Survive, obviously eFootball.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, very easy to forget about eFootball, where they managed to basically murder the pro. I mean, they got rid of the Pro Evolution Soccer brand that everybody knew, and then with its sort of replacement, with its new barding and its fancy new lick of paint, they managed to shoot that in the back of the head as well, which very much is a silly thing to do that will certainly be handing more of the market over to EA. So basically a dreadful situation. Then, of course, we have Konami's completely unwanted foray into NFTs with the Castlevania franchise. There was 14 special art pieces, all of which sold, earning them $162,000 in total, with a $12,000 average selling price. That's plenty of money, but certainly to a big company like Konami, it's like, why would you bother the reputational hit for what ultimately for big games industry is chump change?
Yeah, I think I saw.
Why would you do that?
I think I saw when this headline was going around, someone said, oh great, they've just killed Castlevania to pay one executive. You're like, yeah, sweet.
One executive? That's like to pay one senior coder. I mean, maybe they thought, oh, look at these NFTs going for $20 million.
Wild.
We could make the profit of a whole game with one NFT drop. Because 35 years of Castlevania, and obviously that did not work. NFT phenomenon generally, we are clowning on it. But then, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel comes out. So with all of these failures and stupidity in mind, let's talk about the game that basically came out of nowhere and has done absolutely fantastic. It's the game that's nailing it.
Yeah, I mean, peak players on Steam, 262k.
Yeah.
Which is nuts for a Konami game that, you know, actually exists.
4 million downloads in its first week. That's pretty damn big. And that $4 million was before it came out on mobile devices.
Oh yeah, that's just people on console and PC.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. So look, it's free to play, and while you could be terrified about that, right now it does not really seem to have a humongously aggressive microtransaction structure. The storefront seems to be fair enough. So it starts you off with a handful of cards of a total exceeding 10,000. Forget how big Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. It walks you through the mechanics. It sends you on your way. Now, deck building is obviously a large part of a game like this. Obviously, buying cards is a part of that. So you buy cards with gems, and of course, though they can be purchased with real money via the in-game store, Master Duel is surprisingly generous with them. So being the first few solo missions and completing the tutorial gets you about 20,000 gems with, of course, a pack of 8 cards costing 100 gems. You get a lot of cards.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a...
Compared to Hearthstone.
Yeah, that's a fairly common thing in Eastern mobile games where they really ratchet up the like onboarding experience and stuff. And that just has people like, oh yeah, I have a whole load of fun times here. Almost in the same way, like Genshin's really heavy-handed with what it gives you at the start. Yeah. It does, like most of these things dry up a little bit to kind of turn up the knobs on you a little bit, or like turn the screws, I guess is the phrase. But ultimately speaking, it seems like this is designed in a way that if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Fairly well and you have a decent understanding of it, you can go in and just basically buy the deck you want because you know what you're doing, you know which packs to go for. And I've seen like, you know, the example I have is a couple people in our Discord playing it, and they're having it just... Honestly, we lost them. They're gone. They're gone to Yu-Gi-Oh!
We're never going to get
they
back.
just continually flood the general channel to the point of getting annoying. Talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! You're like, I want to play.
Yeah.
And it's like really well produced as well, because I guess one of the anecdotes is, you know that picture of the person on the beach playing a piano that's on fire?
Yes.
And they use it to go, oh, well, you know, the general meme is, oh yeah, we're just doing this little thing, and the composer goes completely mental. I was completely gobsmacked whenever I was shown some Master Duel music. I was like, this is obviously it feels a little bit out of place, but you're like, holy shit, this is really good.
This is an extreme boss theme from FF, but it's a card game.
Yeah, it honestly reminded me of Keiichi Okabe stuff for Nier. And like in general vibe, not in quality, but in vibe, I was like, fucking
High
nice.
praise.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure. So, look, yes, it is front heavy with its rewards. It is what's normal in this genre, but it seems to be front heavy enough that you can just jump in and have a really great experience.
Yep.
Perhaps in a way that Hearthstone wouldn't make you feel. Where, you know, it's maybe a bit more evident quite quickly that Hearthstone is just like, okay, drop $120, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sometimes you just get a little pang of, oh, Hearthstone's really expensive.
yeah.
It just hits you, right? The realization.
Yep.
So, of course, this isn't a problem in itself, but giving the player so much spending power at the start can lead to them building a very unbalanced deck, and then you can find yourself not really being able to grind your way back into the game at a fast rate. Now, obviously, the game has got to be monetized in some way. So, yeah, I suppose there is that. But there is an important warning from Kotaku's otherwise positive write-up of the game. Warning! Opening card packs is incredibly enticing. The cards shoot out with an opened, a big flash of colors and light. They turn around like Wheel of Fortune tiles revealing their nature. Ultra and super rare cards wiggle a bit at first, letting more basic cards be revealed first. Teasing. Some cards even come with keys to unlock secret packs, special time-limited card packs themed around particular cards or strategies. So, obviously, they're going to juice the ever-living hell out of the card opening experience, which, in fairness, is something that I think Blizzard really quite pioneered with Overwatch and with Hearthstone, too.
Yeah.
Sort of thing that you would expect. So, basically, it seems like, look, it's a free-to-play game. You know what you're getting into. Perhaps more reasonable than most, which is a part of why it's had such an explosive initial success. And I mean, look, this game it's defeated Grand Theft Auto TF2, which, man, TF2, what a they've been playing 2 Fort for 15 years straight, beating Rust.
Good.
I did not know Naraka Blade Point was doing that well.
Oh yeah, Blade Point's
really good to know.
It has a solid audience, yeah.
And Mir 4, which I've never heard of.
Me neither. Cool.
So, yeah, it's also doing well on Twitch, 12k live viewers. Pretty damn solid.
100k peak.
And it does seem to be for good reason, because, to take Joe Links. Sorry. I love a good Ron Burgundy moment. Over 5 million downloads on Android. And basically, Master Duel seems to cut to the core, eliminate the kind of bloat that you usually expect with a free-to-play game. If you ever opened up a mobile free-to-play game and it's just like bing, 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 here's
Nightmare Land.
Complete Nightmare Land.
Yeah.
They've just made a really, really good Yu-Gi-Oh! Adaptation. That's the core.
Yeah, Konami have made a good game, and only some people are complaining. Which is, versus every time they've done everything else. Because this was when we're talking about what Sony could do to answer Activision Blizzard's acquisition by Microsoft. I was like, why would you want to buy Konami? They've got a lot of IP, sure, but who knows what the developers are like? They haven't released a good game in 5 million years, so who knows what do they have any devs left? Are the devs good, or are you buying a budget Game Freak? Like, is that kind of the problem? Maybe I shouldn't even talk about Game Freak because Arceus seems pretty good, but why would you buy Konami? They're clearly, not good at games. But they're kind of proving people wrong here. Out of the blue by going, we've made a game. And it seems to be like, not even just, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a card game, blah, 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 blah. But like, I'm fairly sure this has been received better than most card game adaptations to video game format. Because I think the last Magic one was pretty good, but I think that just kind of disappeared into the ether.
A little bit, yeah.
And no one kind of cared very quickly. Like, we'll just...
I think it just has its own community. It's one of those situations. So it, hasn't exactly exploded in the public consciousness.
Yeah.
I think it's that thing, Magic, it's a hard game. It's a really well-designed game. So it's got a super dedicated fan base. But perhaps what Yu-Gi-Oh! Can have is that loads of people played it as kids.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, they moved from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon or something, they moved from that over to playing Magic.
Yeah.
You kind of level up into maybe what you'd see as, this is the big boy card game. But for those of us who did not make that jump, we still have that, Yu-Gi-Oh! I played that as a kid.
Yeah,
now it's on Steam and is great.
Yep.
And I will get so many gems, I can open lots of packs and go, woo!
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing where I think that one of the most important things I think when talking about this is, because obviously, you can make a game, okay, good, they made one good game, but, all the mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are there. So all you have to do is make those and make them work and then not scuff the rest of it. But they've done the rest of it really well. And I think here's the important part, because I don't really want to cut Konami much, benefit of the doubt. But think of what they could have done with this. Think of how much damage they could have done to Yu-Gi-Oh! Players.
Yeah.
By just going, get in here and we will just, this is the juicer to end all juicers. There will be no pulp left at the end of this. It'll just be, your wallet will be ours. You'll sign away your life to us because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sparkly cards. But instead, they're like, no, we'll make a game that's good. We'll make a game that's fun to play. We'll make a game that's well produced. And we'll make it free to play. Put it on Steam. Put it on the consoles. Put it on mobile. And everyone will be like, damn, that's a respectable move, Konami. I didn't think I'd ever say that. Especially after the Castlevania NFT shit. Wild. But, that said, they have sort of scuffed it a little bit. Season 2 started.
Yes.
And they made a very, very amateur mistake. So you get one-time rewards for hitting a rank. But your rank, you go down a couple of ranks from the previous season. As you'd expect, you don't want to be reset to 0. So imagine a battle pass, but the next battle pass comes in and you start halfway up the rewards tree and you don't get any of the earlier ones.
I just, come on, man.
Yep.
How does it go down like that? Wild.
Yeah, it's an amateur mistake, but...
I imagine also easy to rectify. Maybe they could just grant everyone the missing rewards and there you go, happy days.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I suppose that's really the story. It's nice to see something... I mean, okay, I don't say it's nice to see something good come from Konami because, we're all like, oh, Konami, we want them to do well.
Of course,
But it's more that it's really nice that there's a great Yu-Gi-Oh! Adaptation that's doing well, that's making a lot of people happy, basically. Yeah. And it's one of the things we want to do more and more in this channel is actually be constantly monitoring Steams, like with Vampire Survivor as well, and just being like, these are the really good games that are, maybe they're not making all of the headlines, but look at this thing go. How cool. We should talk about it. Because it's very easy to be caught in the industry rumors and drama and scuttlebutt.
Yeah,
but sometimes it's good to talk about the actual games too.
Yeah.
Might just be why we do all of this.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. You know what? I think I'm going to check this out.
Yeah.
So fair play, Konami. Maybe it goes to show whenever you make a good game that's vaguely what people ask for, that it can go well. But the rest of what they've done, the rest of their decision making makes me think this is probably, of all of their things, maybe this is the easier sort of thing to develop. And I don't think that this really bodes great. I mean, this doesn't mean anything for, eFootball coming back and being a great FIFA competitor or any such thing like that. Or, Metal. Oh, great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters has been really good. I'm sure that'll mean the next friggin' Metal Gear Solid game will be fantastic.
To be fair,
probably doesn't mean that.
To be fair, they could use this as an excuse and get these devs to make a new Metal Gear Acid. Because I don't know if you ever played Metal Gear Acid, but it was basically a card game.
Whoa.
Well, not it had heavy card elements. It was very strange. But there you go. Make Metal Gear Acid 3. Get the Master Shield devs to do it. You're sorted, Konami. That's my professional advice.
Good, and you even gave it away for free.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's the thing. They're never going to pay me for it, and they're never going to listen. So we might as well give it to them for free. Hopefully, some dev goes, "Hey, that's not a bad idea."
Oh, and with your knowledge dispensed, time to draw today's episode to a close. You know what the drill is, everybody. Videos up almost on the daily, so check them out. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this to be an interesting video, and of course, we will see you in the same place probably tomorrow. So goodbye.